welcome to the program. This is What's Your Story? My name is Catherine Mwangi, and today is a beautiful one for the books, featuring my friend with an incredible story which I didn't know about until a couple of weeks ago through Instagram. But let me tell you a bit about her. We met about 20 years ago at KTN, when KTN was based at Nyayo House back in the day. She was a professional makeup artist, image consultant, and now she's a dance choreographer. She is an endometriosis warrior, and that's what shocked me when we reconnected. Articha is her name, if I forget to introduce. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You're still the
very
same
much.
girl. I'm so happy we reconnected the other day.
Yeah.
And I did not know about the battle that you have faced for how long?
Over 2 decades.
You
Over
had
2
endo back then?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And you knew about it?
Actually, yes, because I officially got diagnosed with endometriosis in 2004.
We didn't know about it.
Yeah. It was
How?
still new to me as well.
And back then that name didn't even exist here.
No. It did, but not many doctors knew about it.
Right.
So it was always misdiagnosed as IBS or, other illnesses.
Okay.
And yeah, it was just it was more about, oh, you've got a cyst, so you have to do an operation. You've got this, you have to do this.
So how many surgeries did you have to go through for them to?
I've had, for them to diagnose?
Yes.
Initially, it was just 2. On the second one, they diagnosed it. But after 10 years of suffering. So it took me 10 years to get diagnosed. After that, in total, I've had 8 surgeries.
8? Wow.
Yeah.
So let's pack that first. We'll come to it. But how are you though?
I'm okay.
Like, what's your career like now? You take beautiful photographs. You cook. Arti, you cook. Yeah, a lot has changed. You cook. You cooked. I mean, your IG is just packed with all these delectable dishes and incredible photographs, and you take pictures with your nephew. You even have a maternal nature thing going on. You really have changed.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
So look, obviously endometriosis strips you of being a mother. So that brought a lot of, what do you call it? A lot of social, family kind of issues that you had to fight as well within your own head space. And also then, it all changed because now after 8 surgeries, I decided to take a leap of the holistic side of a lifestyle. And with endometriosis, food triggers a lot of the illness because endometriosis is estrogen dependent. So what you put in your body causes inflammation as well. And so that's how my turn of the holistic side came in, and obviously cooking food. And cooking I absolutely love. It's just very therapeutic. No, see, these are the sides that you guys didn't know of me over there. You all just saw me as a feisty little one.
Totally feisty. Like, you see her come, you're like, oh my God, I needed to be at her workstation. So you loved cooking even back then?
Yes. I did, because remember back in university in London, we obviously had to do our own cooking and everything. And things never changed. It just progressed into a more different form of cooking.
Right.
You're obviously, as time goes by, your flavor profiles change.
Okay, so you were diagnosed finally with endo. Why would they think it's IBS? Are the symptoms the same?
Yes. There's similar symptoms, and this is why endometriosis worldwide is misdiagnosed, and a lot of unawareness within the medical fraternity as well. So it's only in the last 6 years that endometriosis awareness has gained so much. And that's why minimum it's about 7 to 10 years of misdiagnosis around the world. It's just not here.
Wow. So the symptoms are?
The symptoms are painful periods is the first trigger. Periods that halt you from living a normal life is not normal, no matter what you're told. It's not normal. And then you have migraines, headaches, you have inflammation, you have symptoms of IBS, which is irritable bowel syndrome. You have painful intercourse if you are active. You have pain. Just anything triggers it. Nauseousness, dizziness. and so many other illnesses lead to similar symptoms. So it's very easily misdiagnosed, especially if you're going to a doctor who doesn't know what endometriosis is.
So does it mean you're perpetually on medication?
Initially, yes, because that was the first form of treatment that doctors used to do, was put you on HRTs or hormonal or contraceptive pills or hormone therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah, either progesterone-based or estrogen-based. And that causes insane amount of side effects.
Like?
So obviously you have then your nauseousness, your breathlessness, your insomnia, all that kicks in. It exacerbates all of that, because endometriosis is something that needs to be excised at the first go of diagnosis, supposed to ablation, which is largely performed around the world, where ablation is just literally burning the superficial adhesions, where excision is actually scooping the illness out as much as you can. And we don't have that many specialists around the world. Here we didn't. Now we have 2 who have just recently been
Like
found.
Yeah, yeah, they've showed up.
I'm trying, trying to use
trained
the right word. But
so which parts of the body does it affect? Like your reproductive system?
Initially, it was just the reproductive system, just your pelvic area or your ovaries and your uterus. It progresses up to your brain.
Huh?
Yeah. We have cases where it's covered everywhere. The only one organ that it hadn't affected was the spleen, which this year even there was a case of the spleen being affected. You get it in your fingernails, your eyes, everything. Any organ it affects.
So what do you get?
So the adhesions progress. And there are adhesions that are formed.
Like now, and I know you don't want me to say this, but you're currently in pain as we speak. And you showed me you're inflamed as well.
I do get, so for me, endometriosis progressed onto my entire pelvic girdle, my part of my colon, my intestines, and my nerves, causing neuropathy.
Your nerves?
Yes. And neuropathy, part of the symptom is inflammation on your fingers, like my fingers are swollen, and my feet. There are times where I can't walk or hold things, but those are the days where you just be.
And you showed me as well?
Yeah, I do have rashes. It's because your body heats up so much inside, and you can't, when your body can't handle it, you just get rashes from nowhere.
So inflammation then is your body swelling and heating up, and there's no exit.
No.
And that brings lots of pain in the areas that you mentioned.
Especially due to the neuropathy, because that actually feels like fire trapped in between your skin, trying to come out, and then there's acid on top of that.
So is this like something you have to live with daily, or is it triggered by something?
Because of the advancement of it and the progression, it's something that you live with daily. It's not just, endometriosis just doesn't rock up when you have your periods. It's through and through. The worst pain is before you're starting your periods, during your periods, and ovulation time is the worst. But then there are, I won't say I don't have good days. Good days meaning your pain is manageable.
What's manageable even?
But you can still live life as at the best way possible. And your bad days are when you're just literally cramping in a fetal position, trying to just focus and breathe. So you're not basically busy throwing up, the pain or any of that.
And you said some of the side effects, you even get breathless.
Yes. I used to suffer from, I used to be very asthmatic. But then, as I said to you, my holistic journey changed, and I've done 39 sessions of acupuncture, which actually helped tremendously. And that's it actually got rid of my asthma. I don't even carry my pump for the last 2 years with me. But the breathlessness does come about because of the pain. The pain gets so bad that your body can't handle it and it travels up. It travels, it starts from here, then it goes down to the legs because of the neuropathy, and then it travels upwards, and it gets to here, and you get a migraine then. And then with the migraines, you don't, medicine doesn't work, so you just have to throw it up eventually.
So throwing up is like the relief, the mild.
Kind of, it's horrible, but it is what it is. But acupuncture has really, really helped tremendously. You get constipation is a symptom of endometriosis.
Yes.
And this is not just constipation that's normal. Because you have endometriosis on your intestines, even the whole passing of stool is such a difficult process. It hurts. Because when the endometriosis is inflamed, your intestine is blocked because of the adhesions. So for stool to pass through as well, and that's why diet helps a lot, right? Not having any foods that trigger the adhesions to inflame.
So what are these foods then?
So it's basically a low FODMAP diet, but basically it's all
what diet?
FODMAP.
What's FODMAP?
It's basically foods that are low in inflammation that don't cause inflammation. It's like when you have a celiac condition, that's the kind of food that you use. So no gluten, no dairy, no saturated fats, sugars, or any of that. But it's not one size fits all, right? So you have to understand what works for you and adapt everything that you do based around your own self as well and your own response to the condition and your diet changes.
So there's lots of trial and error before you settle.
A lot. It's taken me so long to get to where I am now, and it's been a tough journey. Like even with acupuncture, when I started it, there were times when, not for too long, I was also on the Chinese herbal medication.
Okay.
And there was one point in the start where for 2 weeks I was on 103 tablets a day, or 113, I can't remember. It was a very long time ago. So that was my meal basically, 3 times, right?
The Chinese medicine.
Yeah, but the good thing is it has no side effects. And this is the thing, healing is hard work. Not only what you consume, not only physically, emotionally, but mentally too. Mentally, that requires a lot of strength.
I was gonna go there, by the way. Like it's easy to have access to all the medication you need, all the love and care from your family, and even afford the food, because I know it doesn't come cheap. But then, even with all of that, how stable are you psychologically? Like, how do you not give up?
It's been a lot of hard work. Also, with career changes, a lot of career changes have happened. I now do a lot of productions for virtual reality and linear, documentaries, films, and stuff like that. And prior to that, a few years, I can't even remember how long it's. Brain fog, by the way, is one of the major endometriosis symptoms.
Really?
I'll be talking to you, suddenly I'll be like, sorry, what were we talking about?
Tell me you're joking.
No, it's not. I mean, and it's not something that you obviously wish for. It just happens.
It just
shows
literally,
I don't know what I was talking about.
Unannounced. Like we could have this now and you say, but then what am I doing here?
Yeah. No, not like that. I'll be like, no, so not completely displaced.
Okay.
So it's like we're talking about something, suddenly I'll just be quiet and then say, sorry, I've literally lost my train of thought. That's how it will be. And then you have to think, what were you talking about? Well, oh yeah, that's what it was.
Really?
So going back to the mental health side of it,
yes,
a lot of counseling helped.
Yeah?
A lot. I actually, I can't remember, was it 5 years ago, 6 years? I just can't remember how long it was, but it wasn't that far too long.
Yeah.
I was studying psychology, so I did child psychopathology, and over there you have to go through therapy sessions with your counselor, and it's mandatory. I was very lucky to have found a counselor who was actually my facilitator, who I connected with the first time she walked into the door. And she provided me with the tools to deal with a lot of emotions, because a lot of your chronic illnesses come from childhood trauma. I went into depression when I was 3 years old.
At 3?
Yeah.
How do you know you?
It's also a lot of neglect from the family that I felt. It was all in my own head. And at 3, I lost my great-grandfather, who I thought was the only person who genuinely, conditionally loved me, unconditionally rather, loved me. And when I lost him after that, when I was 5, I lost my 2 dogs, who I was very attached to. And then from there, steps just kept progressing. And then, yeah, a lot of issues evolved. And when you look back to it, it may have not been family triggers, but we were brought up in an extended family.
Yes.
And I was the second born. So all the attention went to my sister.
Which one? The first one?
The first one. I just have 2 sisters.
Okay.
Yeah? And it's not like your parents intentionally do that, but you just feel that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I had friends, politics came in and all of that. And I just thought I was just done.
That's why you are a rebel.
Yes, exactly. And you see, back in the day, when I was 13, I started my periods when I was 12. And I was already battling a condition developing into endometriosis, not knowing what I am going through.
What was that condition?
So endometriosis, right?
At 12?
Yeah, it must have come before. I don't know when it started. But it starts when you get your first menstrual cycle. That I used to have pain, even in school, but I didn't know. I just used to blame everything on depression.
And medicating the wrong thing.
Exactly.
So your facilitator then helped to unravel or uncover this childhood trauma that made sense to you.
Yes.
6 years ago.
And dealing with all of that, it's very, very important. It's very important that you never suppress emotions and feelings and deal with it. It's not a sign of weakness to see a counselor. Yeah, it's not. It's not a sign of weakness. To ask for help, it's not a sign of weakness, especially when you're, in this day and age, who doesn't fight a mental health battle? Who doesn't? I mean, look at what COVID has brought about.
So in talking about you being mentally strong enough to decide I'm walking through this journey and I'm not giving up, what has helped you or made you or caused you to hold on?
The fact that your story will make a difference to a next girl child and they won't have to go through what you went through. That in itself gives you power because you don't want somebody else to go through a journey that you went through where you can help somebody else. And what gave me the strength was just not the psychology side of it, not just the counseling. I have a very niche number of very few people in my life who've always been my support system through thick and thin. And not only that, but also, I won't lie to you, still to date, sitting here, I have my days. I have days where I just want to throw it all. And, just say that, seriously, is this what life is? Because even getting out of bed, first of all, you don't sleep at night because of insomnia. And getting out of bed is having a shower, a simple task like that, can be a process because it's so painful. Like, I get up in the morning or the middle of the night and my feet hurt so much that I want to use a wheelchair, but I will never allow myself to do that. And that's the thrive that keeps making you go on and on, knowing that somebody out there might just gain from your story. Might not, but might. I don't know.
Yours is to just keep living
and
take it as it comes.
And the one thing that obviously, which I should mention, that has been my pillar of strength is my faith. Faith in God.
And we'll come to that after the break. Welcome back to the program. It's What's Your Story? Today we are privileged to be listening to Arti, Shah and her battle against endometriosis. I don't even think it's against, it's something you have to live with, right? Because when you go to battle, most times, you know, I'm going there to either win or lose. And for this, are we saying the winning is every single day?
Yeah.
It's just a daily thing.
A new day is a win. A good day is a better win. And managing it is the biggest win.
So different categories of win.
Yeah.
So what happened to your social life, you know, that you love to do many things, Arti, and how do you have to sacrifice? That's what I'm looking for. The things you have to sacrifice in order to manage this.
You have to sacrifice a lot. You have to sacrifice comments, because comments can drown you from people who think they know what you're going through. So, but they're only, you've got to understand that these comments are only coming from a perspective of help. But to you, you've tried you live it, so you know. But just, I always say, if you can't give anyone good advice, just be there. Silently be there. Because sometimes it used to be frustrating. It used to make me very angry, but I've come, and as you grow emotionally and mentally, and as you mature on as well, you try and understand where a person's comment is coming from, and you let it be.
So what kind of comments?
So, you know, it's like, oh, why did... first of all, the doctor's comments just used to be a laugh, because initially it was, oh, just get pregnant and your endometriosis will go. Like when I first got diagnosed with endometriosis, the doctor told my mum, coming from an Indian background, you don't get pregnant unless you're married, right? And so him telling my mum that just get pregnant and the endometriosis will go, but what about the fact that endometriosis causes infertility? So how do you beat that?
I was going to ask that, like...
So, and then comments like, oh, but have you tried this? But have you tried that? No, I'm just a walking zombie of, you know, just...
And also, you told me earlier, like, people thinking you're pregnant?
Yeah, so that's called the endobelly. We get the endobelly when you're quite inflamed. Right now, it's not that much. It's there, but it's not so much. And so there are many times when someone will just come say, oh, congratulations. Now, I've learned to flaunt it. I literally flaunt it now. Because you know what? Gone are the days where you have to be shy or embarrassed about your symptoms. Because what kind of strength is that? I didn't ask for it. It's happened. I will embrace it. You want to come and congratulate me? Thank you.
That's
you know?
what you said.
But that's it.
Yeah, because you have no time to explain what this is.
No, you know what, Catherine, you need so much energy just to get through the damn day. You have to choose your battles, you have to choose your energies, and you have to let go.
Your faith.
Yeah.
Tell me, that's what we were talking about before we took the break, how that has been a pillar.
I've actually thanked God for everything I've gone through, everything I have got, even endometriosis, because I won't be who I am today without any of it. And it's not just about endometriosis, it's about anybody who has mental health challenges. You know, I feel the biggest support anybody can show is empathy, and that only results through faith.
That's true. So when you said earlier on about living a holistic life, so this is in terms of like your whole medication spectrum. So there's what obviously the doctors...
So it's not just the medical spectrum, it's also about, like, I now do holistic treatment in form of the medical side of it, which is acupuncture. And then I do a lot of yoga and meditation. Again, as I keep saying, even this journey is very difficult. Even doing certain, like one day you'll be able to do certain yoga poses, and the next you won't be able to do it. But that's okay. You have to listen to your body. You have to listen to it. So meditation, yoga, I do a lot of, I participate in a lot of embodied psychology summits. and conferences.
What is that?
So basically, they provide you with, it's a the embodied psychology. It's a summit that's run internationally, and you do it online, and it provides you with the tools to deal with trauma, your inner child. Basically, it's healing your inner child to be who you are right now, having that strength to deal with what you've got.
Did you have a hard time accepting that this is now the new path you're on when they properly diagnosed it?
I don't think so.
Yeah?
No, I don't. I can't, to be honest with you, I can't remember, but I don't think so, because I've gone through so much in my life that this was just another curveball.
So when it comes to dealing with, earlier on you spoke about the negative comments or the comments made from a lack of understanding, and everyone having an opinion of what you ought to do or ought to be doing, your management of that, and even family, especially the family, because you need them close and they have an opinion. So how do you still maintain that relationship while not following the opinion? Because I'm sure you don't.
I used to battle it a lot. A lot. I won't lie. And with time, it just taught you, as I said, choose your battles. Choose where you want your energies to be focused, because those are battles that you'll never win. Where you're dealing with the biggest battle of a chronic illness, those little battles you let go of.
Yeah.
I got so tired. I got drained emotionally, mentally, physically. And for me, well, for anyone, stress exacerbates any condition. Okay? And when I can't deal with stress, when my body's going through a relapse or a flare, I literally come out with rashes all over.
Immediately?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's when I know, okay, step back.
Yeah. So you separate.
Yeah.
What's a really bad day like?
I don't even know.
Is it the drawing, the 3D
Yes.
video that you have?
So that was basically what I did. Was it's one of the first pieces in the world of its kind.
Yeah. Because that video shows a body that's it's fire traveling through almost every organ of your body, like literal fire.
Yeah. So that's what your bad day is like. Basically, your organs wrapped around barbed wires, being squeezed through a juicer, and then compressed through a vacuum suction, and just wrapped in fire.
Wow.
Like I said to you, remember when we spoke, I said, I don't know how I'll be today.
Yeah.
So on Tuesday, I had a very bad day where I just couldn't do anything. I couldn't walk, I couldn't do anything. I just needed to be. And in a dark room with my hot water bottle, which is my best friend, by the way.
A hot water bottle.
Yeah, yeah. My hot water bottle. And that's the thing, with endometriosis patients, you have hot water burnt marks. Like I have burnt marks on my stomach, my back, because I need the hot water bottle as comfort.
You place it on you?
Yeah.
As
it's
hot
with
as
me
it
every
is?
day. It's with me. I use it 4 times a day.
As hot as it is? How does it help?
It helps with the pain. It just helps with pressure, and the heat helps with the pain.
But you're burning inside. Why do you need to burn from outside?
Because it's external soothing. That's internal. That's the thing. The whole yin-yang of healing that's what it is. That's where you have to find the middle balance.
Yeah.
Like I'll have my feet will be burning. In the middle of the afternoon, I'll be like I'll tell my mom, just touch my feet. Is it me? Because sometimes I need a confirmation that it's not just in my head, you know? And that's the thing, that's another dismissal that just needs to be, I mean, people need to stop telling anybody with chronic illnesses, is it in your head? You know?
People say that.
Yeah. And like my feet will be, literally you'll feel them and they'll feel like they're on fire. Like right now, my hands are burning inside.
Wow.
And the reason I've done yellow is because yellow is the color for endometriosis.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yellow is a sign of hope and we need hope. Like everybody in life needs hope.
Yeah, but this sounds like it needs daily syringe doses of hope. Yeah, just to face another. And what do good days feel like?
Good days actually feel like you're still in pain, but it's not as bad, and you can manage to do a lot in that one day. You know, so whatever you couldn't do in your bad days, you try and just lumber. And this is the problem with endometriosis, it strips you from a lot of jobs as well.
Yeah, I can imagine, because you can't hold down a job
Exactly.
with this condition.
Yeah. Like with COVID, it's been really hard. Like productions are happening, but I can't expose myself to productions, because then, you know, in a one production, if the crew are too many or the guests of the show is too many based on what the show is about, or a film or documentary, I can't go. Because I am prone to catching, not only if I do catch COVID, then obviously it will exacerbate all the symptoms, and
wow,
that's it.
Comes a flare up. So then how do you manage this chronic illness and also manage the desire to pursue your talents, your gifts, a career, etc.?
It's hard. It's a battle that I'm still battling. Because COVID's so new, financially it's a huge burden of loss. It's a huge burden. Like, yeah, I'm not going to get teary about it, but it's hard.
Yeah.
It's definitely hard.
It's a very expensive disease.
This is it.
Yeah.
This is it. And you know, if anybody says to somebody that, oh, you're lazy, and you use that as an excuse, it's not the case.
People have to understand, because you see, again, also the assumption people would have is, oh, you come from a well-off family, so it must be easy for you anyway.
And that's the thing. I have supported myself ever since I was young. It's just me. You know how independent I am, and you know how stubborn I am.
Wildly independent and wildly stubborn. Yeah.
The other thing that has helped tremendously, and I can't wait for it to be legal, is CBD oil.
Yeah? Like for taking or applying?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, both.
Yeah.
That has helped tremendously. And I just wish it would be legalized so that many individuals who suffer from chronic pain get some form of relief.
Yeah. You can only like have that maybe in South Africa or the UK.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's not legal here.
No. And that's why I tried it.
And it alleviated the pain.
Yeah, it helped tremendously. Like, it helped so much.
Why would you not accept help from your parents though?
Oh, because it's like, you know, they've done so much for you growing up, put you through education, all of that. It's your time to look after them, and then you have this, so you just do. I'm too independent. I've been too independent all my life. I've driven home from having surgeries myself. That's just me.
Because you won't accept nobody helping you.
Yeah, and it's not a form. It's not about ego.
So what foods can't you eat?
One thing that I also learned last year, the start of last year, is food allergies are another trigger. And before I found out the food allergies that I had, I used to blame everything on endometriosis. Yeah, any pain that I had, I used to blame everything on endometriosis. Only to find out last year that I was actually allergic to so many produce, so many ingredients. Like, I can't have, for example, I can't have black pepper. I'm allergic to aubergines, carrots. And carrots is one thing I used to have a lot of, because carrots actually absorb excess estrogen from your body. And I used to have that every day, only to realize I'm allergic to carrots. I'm allergic to cucumbers. There's a lot of foods that I've been
How did you realize?
So basically, I did a skin prick allergy test, which I did in India. So they were about 200 or more insertions that they do. So they put each ingredient, like it's a liquid form, and they put all those droplets. First he writes the numbers, and then he puts the droplets. After that, he takes a needle and pricks your skin so that that ingredient goes inside your skin. And then you wait for about 20 minutes to see which reactions you have. And then it tells you what you're allergic to.
And you're basically allergic to everything.
Yeah, a lot. I was shocked. And I've eliminated all of that from my diet since last year, January.
Has that made any difference?
It has made a lot of difference. It has made, with the pain levels, it has made a lot of difference.
So what veggies then do you eat?
So there are things like zucchinis, broccoli, cauliflower. I mean, that's why, like, you see my food is quite limited, and
no, it's
hence
not.
The reason cooking.
The pictures I see on your Instagram, like, is she a chef now? Like, does she work for one of these high-end hotels? You know, it doesn't look limited at all. Your palette is incredible. Wow. So foods and friends, family, then your independence, you don't have nobody helping you.
No, I have had help. Support has been there, definitely.
Of course, yeah.
But, yeah, it is...
You're not one to go knocking on a door and saying help. No, that's not who you are. Is there a local endo community?
Yes.
There
are
is?
Many.
Oh, there are many?
There are many.
Okay.
There are many local groups, foundations, a lot of support groups as well. I myself host quite a few.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I work in collaboration with two organizations in particular, the Yellow Endo Flower and the Endo Sisters East Africa.
Okay, you work with?
Yes. And so with them, we do a lot of endo community work. We do a lot of lobbying. We do a lot of support sessions. And the last one that I did, obviously, which I wanted to do every year, I started 3 years ago, but then last year COVID hit, so I couldn't do the second one, is the year before I hosted an endo art therapy session. So through psychology, you get to learn how to do, especially with child psychopathology, you get to learn how to use play therapy as a form of expression. So I channeled that and turned it into an art therapy session. So what we did is we gathered a few endo warriors, and my sister hosted us. And there I chose a few paint colors. So yellow because it's the color of endo. Red was for blood. Purple was for bruises, because you get a lot of bruises inside and a lot of scar tissue from your surgeries, which again is another element to endometriosis. And there was orange, just because it's a bright color. And what we did was I got some canvases made, and I took broken eggshells and put colors in there, just so that showcasing that from something broken, you can create something magical. Wow. You know, and each throw of paint that each girl did expressed an emotion that endometriosis has caused. So you release it, you say it out loud, and you release it. It was a beautiful session of a lot of emotions. Yeah. And a few of them said that they actually let go of emotions that they had bottled up from their childhood. This is how I prefer to use play therapy for endometriosis support. You know, you do it in a way that just gives you hope, freedom and liberty.
Yes, yes. Yeah. So I can't even say what's next, because this.
So what I've been working on for the last 5 years is the first documentary on endometriosis for Kenya.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I started it 5 years ago with Edu. We started filming that 5 years ago. After 2 years of filming, just interviewing doctors, researchers, scientists, endo warriors for their testimonies.
Yeah.
We did release a trailer, and then obviously because of I'll tell you, the other burden that we have is getting financial support.
Yeah.
You know, so you just do it. What do?
Yeah.
You dig into your own self and do it, because you have no other choice. Because awareness the only way we can win this battle with endometriosis is raising awareness. so that everybody is on the same page.
Yeah.
I mean, at the time, the government, back in the day, I set up interviews with the government, who was actually with the Ministry of Reproductive Health, made me wait in their office for about hours and hours, not showing up. And I just thought, you have no idea, you're making an endo patient wait, where that pain only rises and rises, and the frustration of you not even having enough respect to understand the condition. Because if you did, you wouldn't wait. You wouldn't make that person wait, right? That was just a joke. So didn't get any support. And then obviously a lot of financial, you need a lot of financial support.
Yeah.
So that halted everything. But then I always say, there's a reason and time for everything. God knows why he stops certain things and why he makes you continue certain things.
Yeah.
So this year we started filming it again, right? And now what I've been doing is I've channeled it in a way that how much progression of the awareness and what the warriors have been doing and how many doctors we now have available, I'm covering that from that perspective.
Nice. Yeah.
So right now we finished interviewing all the doctors that I needed for this documentary, and now it's again going back to the testimonials and just seeing how much progression there's been.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, thank
And you find time to do that in the midst of all of this.
You have to find time to do it because, I mean, right now, as I said to you, work's been really difficult as well.
Yeah.
I mean, we are looking for a lot of, it's not like productions have stopped. They're going on, but I'm trying to create a little bubble where it's safe for me to be part of a production.
Yes.
Right?
Got it.
And with this, it's okay. Like, it's fine. As much
Yeah.
as I'm not getting paid to do it, but
It's your life mission.
this is it. Money doesn't only come from, I mean, like finances don't only come from money. It comes from purpose. And for me, my life is about purpose. You know, delivering the purpose that I've been served by God. You know, and that in itself is just, it is what it is.
Could you please encourage, not even endo warriors, like people who just want to give up and they're not even unwell. They don't even have issues they deal with. But you find people just either they don't value life for whatever reason.
But the fact that they don't value life, they have battles that we probably don't know.
Exactly. But it's not an endo battle.
But this is why I say, your pain and my pain shouldn't be compared. Because the pain that I've been dealt with, may seem bigger than yours, but for what you've been dealt with, for you it's big. You know, it's probably the same pain for me, but yet it's not.
Yeah.
Do you get?
Yeah.
So,
I get you.
yeah.
But still talk to them.
Okay, so what am I
I
saying?
totally get you, by the way. Yeah.
Like
It's
I've
very
learned a lot
individual.
not to judge, by the way.
It's very individual. Yeah.
It's very individual, and I've learned, that's how I've learned a lot,
Yeah.
not to judge, and that's the thing, like Edu taught me a lot about, always understand where the other person is coming
from. I get you.
Yeah. What am I telling? So for those of you out there, you know what? You've been given this life to live it, so no matter how hard it may be, no matter how much you want to give up, don't, because your story might just help save somebody else's life. So hold on, have your faith, and just do you. And embrace what you're going through.
I like it. And if they need to reach you, especially those who may be doubting, so what she said, does it mean I have endo or not?
Yeah.
There are people who may be in that.
So there are people who obviously still are dismissed because of having painful periods. If you have periods that are painful, please reach out. Seek help. We're all here to help you. You can find me on my Instagram. Arti Photography is my handle. And you can just, reach out however you like. And we're all there. We're always here for support.
Nice. Yeah, because just listening to you talk, I'm like, I actually know a couple of people who may need to be checked. You just never know, because every month you just deal with so much pain, and then you're like, okay, until next month. And maybe you're eating all the wrong things.
That's it.
And you don't know if those are triggers to something bigger. Thank you for coming.
No, thank you for having me on your show.
And for coming when you're in so much pain and you just sacrificed that and you came to help somebody else, like you said. So I'm so grateful for that.
No,
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me on your show. I'm so glad I made an impression. Like, you know, that's the whole point. Yeah, forget impressions right now. Have you seen how much I've changed?
You have grown. This is growth. This is what growth looks like. Thank you so much for making the time to watch today. And Arti is on Instagram, Arti Photography, on our KTN homepages on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. That's KTN Home _, and on Facebook is KTN Home, and on YouTube. The show goes on after this, just in case you missed on anything that you heard today. You'll find it uploaded on YouTube and also a repeat on Wednesday morning. If you know you're maybe have some of the symptoms that Arti spoke to, or even are an endo warrior and you need to connect, because at times you just need a society, a community around you to just share and be one, reach out to her. You know, the more the merrier, I think, right? Until next week, stay well. God bless you.
Sarova Stanley Hotel is located in the heart of Nairobi. Sarova Stanley is the hallmark of heritage. Home to some of Kenya's finest antiques and rich history, the hotel offers an array of services including accommodation, conferencing, as well as an eclectic mix of fine dining and quick food options. Sarova Stanley Hotel features a pool terrace and 3 restaurants, including the Pool Deck Restaurant serving alfresco buffet-style meals, the Thorntree Cafe, which is an open-air bistro-style cafe, and Tai Chi, offering authentic Thai cuisine. The Exchange Bar, where the Nairobi Stock Exchange was financially launched, is an elegantly decadent plush lounge bar perfect for your meetings and a relaxing evening to unwind. Every Friday morning, we serve you the best of Swahili breakfast at Thorntree Cafe, while every Friday afternoon, we treat our guests to a sumptuous meat market barbecue at Pool Deck Restaurant. Visit Sarova Stanley today for refreshing African hospitality.